Here I am in rare form, in rare colors with the man himself. The Black Machismo has respawned here in Fairfield, New Jersey. What do we owe the pleasure of the cream rising to the top?
First of all, the pleasure is theirs because there's two of us here. Can you guys believe that he wanted to start this recording with just me? He wasn't even going to be in it. I said, you got to give the people what they want. You got to give the people what they want. Yeah.
I am not a selfish reporter like some of my constituents. I'm here to focus on you.
Well, we're having a great time here at WrestleBash 2. Get a shot of this. People, get a shot of this. People, they're here to get an autograph from their friends, with their family members. It's a good time here. WrestleBash 2. You're here.
Your folks are here.
My folks are here. My
right
parents
there.
are right there in
right
the background.
There.
They came to support me. They don't want an autograph from me, though.
They don't?
They're not willing to pay.
You're not giving them the brother?
I'm not giving them the brother rate, no.
Okay.
They pay full price, but they won't. They refuse.
So the first question I got to ask you.
Give it to me.
And maybe it's because of now AEW Ring of Honor. It's your first signing in a while. It is, if you really think about it.
Yeah, sure.
I know you do conventions and the StarCast and stuff, but
yes.
This is the first time we've had you back home.
This is actually the very first time I've ever done a autograph session in full Black Machismo attire.
Really?
Look at this, head to toe. Get down there.
Yeah.
Head to
and
toe.
The boots.
Head to toe.
Not even during Impact?
No, not even during Impact.
Wow.
Yeah. As far as the autograph signings when I was in Impact, the most I did was I wore a hat and the glasses, never the outfit. It was the first time in the outfit.
So
people love it. It's been doing good.
So let's get to it. You know, let's talk about it. A lot of different action figures and vendors in here. Yeah. We haven't had a Black Machismo figure in a while. Can you confirm or deny something's in the cauldron brewing, Sherry Martel style?
I can confirm that I own the Black Machismo, and I think we'll leave it at that.
Do I need to introduce you to some of the action figure vendors that are here today?
I did not know there were action figure vendors. I think we definitely need to meet some of them.
I can tell you right now, compared to you, I'm a nobody, but I do know the action figure. I do know the action figure folk, and I get you a deal today, brother.
Hey, you know more than I do in that situation.
So I gotta ask because
you don't have to ask, but you can.
I do. 10 years ago, I'll just say it as it is. You changed my life, and you said something at a seminar that changed my life, and I told you this the last time I saw you, but it's okay. You've been hitting the head a few times since I've seen you then.
Quite a few.
What you said was that you wanted to make a living from professional wrestling. And that changed my life because at the time, it was just WWE. 2014, there's only one game in town, Ring of Honor. They had a great broadcast team, still do, super jealous. So what I'm getting at here is, where are you at now with pro wrestling, now that you've been able to make a living off of it? Very philosophical, I know.
Yeah. I'm a little confused at your question.
You told me 10 years ago that your goal was to make a living, that all you wanted to do was make a living off of pro wrestling.
So then is your question, am I making a living?
No, my question is, where are you now? Where are your goals now? Because that was your goal. You said, I want to live off of pro wrestling. I don't want to have a day job.
Well.
What are your goals these days that you've done that to the stratosphere?
Here's the wild thing. I don't know if I was telling you that is, well, it's tough to say. I haven't made many goals for myself in wrestling. I didn't make a goal to become Ring of Honor World Champion. I didn't make a goal to meet Lanny Poffo and become friends with him and get to talk to the Macho Man Randy Savage. Didn't make a goal to meet and work with Kevin Nash or Hulk Hogan or wrestle and beat Kurt Angle on
and Ric Flair.
Never set a goal to meet Ric Flair, work with Ric Flair, train Ric Flair, have his last match. I never set any of these goals. These kind of things just happen. So I'm kind of afraid to set goals for myself. When I told you I wanted to make a living out of pro wrestling, I feel like I was already doing that when I told you that. Maybe I was saying that I want to continue to make a living on wrestling because I was technically making a living on wrestling when I told you that.
That was days before you became the Ring of Honor World Champion. What I'm saying is your words changed my life. Because it was, I want to go to WWE. Well, that's a big goal to hit. But it's true. At that time, the indies were booming, and you could make a living off of wrestling. I was like, not for nothing. That's a more realistic goal. Because if you say, I'm going to go to WWE, and if I don't do it in 5 years, I quit. You know what I'm saying? Versus you, look at what's come to you without all your goals set.
Yeah, I was just talking to a fan earlier. I said, once I retire, and I'm sitting on my porch in a rocking chair, and I think about all the things that I got to do, and exactly the things that I got to do, some people will never, ever get to do. I think my brain will explode because it will then have finally hit me all the things that I've gotten to do. This has been a wild ride, a wild career, and all I can do is compare my career to one of my favorite movies, which is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay.
I think I would be Charlie who won the golden ticket because I got into the wrestling business by winning a tournament.
That's right.
And I got trained for free by winning that contest, and that was my golden ticket, and I own the Chocolate Factory now.
So here's one, and it's tough for you because you've been in the ring with most of your heroes, most of the legends you thought you couldn't.
Yeah.
Realistic answer only. Who's the one person, like, not for nothing, I wish I could wrestle them?
Right now, hands down, is Chris Jericho.
Okay.
I'd love, man, before he retires, hands down, Chris Jericho. He's awesome.
What's one story from Ric Flair's last match that you could tell us that hasn't been shared yet? I know Jarrett covered it in his podcast recently. Conrad's talked about it. Rick's talked about it. What's one thing that you could share that, like, oh, not for nothing, that's not out there?
The day of, he wanted me to give him a certain move, and I told him, well, I didn't tell him, but I was thinking to myself that would be too risky. And then he pulled me aside and he said, I'm prepared. Can I curse?
Yeah.
He goes, I'm prepared to fucking die. And I was like, oh my God. And so, yeah, that was a little terrifying for him to say that going into his last match where he could have died. But yeah, he did. But you know, the wild thing is, as scary as that was, he was prepared to go out in a blaze of glory, doing what he loved, which is entertaining the people and wrestling together. Like, man, I love Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of the guys that have changed our lives, just like you, because you've made an impact and you've made it real for all of us, from the culture to just a real guy from New Jersey. And I tell you all the time, you changed my life, even though you only know me by proxy. I can't thank you enough. This is the voice, Sean Ortiz, with Black Machismo, Jay Lethal. I'm going to get him an action figure deal, and I don't want any money. I just want the first one.
No problem. I'll sign it for you, too.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment. My man, Jay Lethal, catch him on AEW every week.